Welcome back to another episode, and today we're going to have a double feature discussion. We're going to be talking about the Blair Witch Project as well as Blair Witch. Now, with the Blair Witch Project, my feelings about this film have been a roller coaster over the years. I saw this film opening night when it first came out, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. Probably not as much as I had hoped. The hype surrounding this film when it was originally released was incredible. The marketing that they did to promote this film, it is a incredible accomplishment. You got to understand, back then, when this film first came out, the internet was not what it was today. And, putting up videos, they had, a website showing this found footage. And that was all people, people were just like, what is this? And to anybody who saw this, they thought this was actual found footage. Like this, somebody actually found this tape or this video camera and showed what happened to these people. And I believed it. I did. I was gullible, guys. I fell right into it, right into that hype. So, of course, leading up to it, I think probably a good week or two before the film came out, things started coming, people started finding out this was not real. These were actors and actresses. This was, just a made-up film. This was not an actual found footage movie. So it kind of deflated all the hype from me. So initially seeing the film, I enjoyed it, but knowing that it was all fake, and especially after seeing the end of the film, spoilers, they don't see the witch at the end of the film. Anybody who's never, most people have seen this film at this point and know that they don't show anything. This is all about reaction. This is all about atmosphere. This is all about the fear of being lost in the woods, and that the unknown presence that's, could get you at any time. And that's what this film really does well. And this is where that film shines. Now, over the years, I've loved this film. I've hated this film. I don't think there's ever been a film, or any other film that I own in my collection, or any other film I've ever seen, where I've been so up and down with any movie before. Initially seeing this film when it came out, like I said, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't what I was hoping it was going to be. I was hoping for a little bit more. And I've revisited this film numerous times over the years, just trying to figure out, what is it? What is it about this film that puts me on this roller coaster that I can't decide whether I love it or whether I think it's just the worst movie. Now, after all these years, after seeing it initially, viewing it, maybe I've seen this film probably 5 or 6 times, including tonight, because I did pull double feature duty. I like this film a lot. Is it my favorite film of all time? No. That's reserved for Jurassic Park. That's a video that's going to come eventually, guys. I promise I will make a Jurassic Park video talking about my love for that franchise. But as far as the Blair Witch Project goes, I think one of the biggest knocks, two of the biggest knocks on this film, is that for some people, they want to see the evil. They want to see the witch. And you don't see the witch in this film. Another knock is the acting. You can ask anybody who's seen this film. One person is going to tell you that the acting is good in this film. You can ask somebody else, and they're going to say this is the worst acted film they've ever seen. But in my opinion, I think that's way too harsh. For the two actors in the film and the actress in the film, they were thrown into the woods, basically just improvising with some of the dialogue that they had to do. They were given bullet points on what, do this, do that, act this way or don't act that, this way. I think they do good. Over the years, I have not been, and this might come out wrong, and if I offend anybody, I apologize. The two male actors in the film, I think I've always thought did a good job. My biggest problem has always been the female lead, Heather Donahue. I've always thought previously that she was one of the worst actresses. I mean, just overacting. Her scream bothered me a lot, guys. It's like I always just thought it was the most annoying. It's not even like scream queen quality. It's just like it just seemed always too. I don't even have the words, but it's just annoying. I want to say. But I would say especially tonight, because it's been probably, last time I saw the film was right before Blair Witch came out. And my opinion has changed. Granted, do I think that her screaming can be a little annoying and a little excessive and over the top at times? Yes, I still believe that. I don't think she does a bad job. I think she's right up there with the guys now. I think it was more or less, her talking in the film, her dialogue was always fine. It was always, just not seeming believable scream. The way she would act and overact sometimes. That's always, I think, that's really what bothered me the most. Now, overall, though, the film it's solid. I mean, now I stick to that now. It's a solid film. I grew up in my old home where I grew up in the wood. I had woods right behind me. There was a creek, and then the woods, and I would go walk down that creek so many times, and I would go into those woods a lot of times. Now they weren't. Now, granted, it wasn't like this, like the Blair Witch. But, there were times, like, just the eeriness of being in the woods. And, there were a few times where, you might go into a different area of these woods where you had never been in before. It could definitely, I can see, this is where the film, for me, this is something I've never changed about this film. This film has never been scary to me because of the witch. It has always been the fear of being lost in the woods, not knowing which direction to go. Now, granted, anybody who watches this film, they should have followed the stream. They should have followed the creek. That probably would have been their best bet. And I was thinking that again tonight when I was watching. I'm like, why didn't they just follow the... But for the film, that's how it goes. But, I've had that feeling of being in the woods and kind of like second guessing your direction of which way you're going. So that has always been where I've come back on this film. That this is where the fear is for me, is being lost in those woods and that experience of being in the woods. But the film, not seeing the entity, the evil, the witch, it works. For this film, it works. It's like I've said before, less is more. And in this sense, not seeing the witch or what's after them, that is where the fear comes. Between that and the woods, that is the fear in this film. I think it's a good film. I think now, again, back to back, watching both of these. Which film do I think is better? But you're gonna have to wait for that, guys, because I'm gonna talk about the Blair, about well, oh, not the Blair Witch, Blair Witch. Now, Blair Witch, which I believe was released in 2016. Yes, 2016. I believe this one was 1999. I want to say 99. And real quick, guys, before I do that, the special features on the Blair Witch Project. Let's see, I'll read it off to you guys just in case you just can't see it. We have discovered footage, director and producer commentary, never before seen alternate endings, which there was one of the alternate endings that I did quite enjoy, quite a bit more than what the actual ending is in the film. We have Curse of the Blair Witch, The Blair Witch Legacy, theatrical teasers and trailer, and this is theatrical full screen presentation. So this is not a widescreen presentation, and it runs in 1080p high definition. Now with Blair Witch, we have audio commentary with the director and writer, Never Ending Night, The Making of Blair Witch 6-part documentary, and House of Horrors, exploring the set. And there's the back of it right there, guys. Now, Blair Witch. Now, going back to the Blair Witch box, spoilers, they all die. But in Blair Witch, we have the brother of Heather Donahue, who has recently come across footage that was provided to him by somebody who had come across this video that shows a woman in this house that this man believes to be Heather, his sister. So his plan is, have some of his friends. They're going to go out to the woods. They're going to meet up with this other guy who has seen this house, supposedly. And he wants to see if this is really his sister. So again, they're going found footage style. But this time they have cameras like attached to their ears where they can, you can see pretty much. And the camera work is a lot, the visuals, now everything is a little bit clearer, crisper. It looks a lot better and not as grainy as, as the Blair Witch Project. Now, the acting in this film is good. Probably just as good, maybe just a little bit better than what the Blair Witch Project is. But the film this is a good film too. This is only the second time I've actually seen this film, guys. I saw this when it originally came out. Actually, just I was looking at looking at my collection. I saw Blair Witch Project there. I was like, I don't have Blair Witch, and I enjoyed it. Let me see. So I did pick it up about a month ago. I picked it up, and it's an enjoyable film. There are way more jump scares. The woods are just as scary, but there are way more jump scares in Blair Witch than there are in the Blair Witch Project. And in Blair Witch, you do get to see some evil entities. I'm assuming, I think they want to pretty much say that they do see the witch in this film. But there are definitely a lot more jump scares, a lot more creepiness. This time you see things happening. There's a scene in the film when a girl is just standing, she's standing there by a campfire and she's just snapped right in half. Like she's just folded up like an accordion, guys. I forgot about that part. So that was a little jarring. That that caught me by surprise. But, even the ending when they go into this house and, it's like a maze. It's never-ending, doors everywhere. But again, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil any more than that. So I will not tell you what happens at the end of Blair Witch. Just in case, I think more people have probably seen Blair Witch Project than they have Blair Witch. But Blair Witch is definitely a good follow-up to the Blair Witch Project. I know there was Blair Witch 2, Book of Shadows. That, I don't believe it's ever been put out on Blu-ray. And if it has, it's out of print and it's very expensive. And I believe the DVD for that is very hard to come by as well. So that one doesn't really follow anything of the Blair Witch. So this is actually, this is a true 1 and 2. If you want to include Book of Shadows as the official second one, you know, that's fine. But this is a true sequel to the Blair Witch Project. But the acting is good. You know, there's definitely more creepiness in this film than there is in Project. But they're good, solid films. And I figured this, you know what, these are like good like Christmas movies. No, not really, guys. I was just trying to think of something because unfortunately my Vinegar Syndrome order did not get here this weekend, which I was really hoping to unbox and talk about. But, you know, this is something that's been on my mind for a while that I wanted to do, talk about both of these and, you know, sit down. I had some time tonight just to kick back and relax and have a hot cup of cocoa and watch both these films. But they're enjoyable. Blair Witch Project I've seen a lot of times, so I pretty much know, you know, all the scenes in the film. But Blair Witch, like I said, this is only my second time watching it. So I was happy to go back and revisit it again and realize, like, yeah, it is a good film. It's a solid film, and it definitely made me wanting to see more. I'm hoping that, because this film actually didn't do too bad at the box office. I think it was only made like on a $5 million budget, and I think it grossed like at 45. So that's still, that's pretty good. That's not terrible at all. So maybe eventually we get a Blair Witch Project. What would that be? 4? I guess that would be a 4th one. And, you know, maybe eventually they will release Book of Shadows on Blu-ray. You know, I've heard it's not. I saw it one time originally when it first came out, and I thought it was terrible. But I've heard over time that a lot of people who also thought it was terrible have changed their minds about it. So maybe I will too. It's happened before with films. But guys, yeah, this is just, you know, this is a good, you know, if you're into horror movies and you want something just, you know, you have both of these, you know, if not, pick them both up. They're pretty cheap at this point. And they're just a fun watch, a good 1-2 punch if you want to get lost in the woods. And, yeah, it's good. Have a hot cup of cocoa with some marshmallows. Be around that campfire. And, yeah, don't get, like I said, don't get lost in the woods. But, guys, please, if you guys get the chance, I'd really appreciate, you know, you leaving me some comments. I'd love to hear back from you guys. It means a lot to me. And, you know, let me know what kind of job I'm doing. If I'm doing a good job, if you guys are enjoying the videos. And if you're enjoying the videos, please, you know, like, subscribe, and comment. And, yeah, I'll see. Hopefully I get you guys another video or two before Christmas is upon us. And, yeah, have a great night, guys. Take care. Bye.